Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Libra for the month of May 2021. I hope all my Libra friends are doing wonderful. I hope the month of May started out strong for you. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be some parts that don't resonate. Only take what does and leave the rest. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Libra. In the past position, we do have the King of Swords, clarified by the Three of Wands. In the obstacle position, we've got a Page of Swords, clarified by the Ten of Swords. In the present position, we have the Hermit, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. And in the future outcome position, we have the Five of Wands, clarified by the Sun. Very interesting spread for you, Libra, in the month of May. You are going to feel different emotions. There will be parts that you really enjoy in May. There will be some difficult parts. There's clearly some anxiety that is happening in the month of May for you as well. But if we start from the beginning, in the past position, we do have the King of Swords. Generally, the swords are known to be a suit of challenges. Anytime you have the swords, it means that you're thinking with your head rather than your heart. You're being like in your head a lot because you're analyzing different information or different relationships or different situations that may be kind of facing you in your life right now. And so you're following the logical, the rationale way of thinking rather than passionate and heart kind of way of thinking. And so as we see with the King of Swords here, he's very intellectual, he's very analytical, but he's also kind of cold. Logic doesn't have warmth to it. It's very cold and precise. But definitely in the past position, when you have the King of Swords, it tells me that in the past you chose to follow a logical way of doing things. Perhaps there was a decision about something in the past that you chose to follow, based on very logical way of thinking in being kind of advantageous about your interests. Because sometimes when you follow your heart, you may not pay attention as much to detail, but the King of Swords does like paying attention to detail. He's very precise. He's also, practical, and he's someone that, kind of likes truth and clarity. He likes to see things as they really are before they proceed. But when you have the King of Swords, there's definitely a lot of success that comes with the King of Swords, because after all, he's an authority figure. So it could represent that in the past you had to make a decision and you were very clear about it and you pursued it and you were very successful about it, because we see that it's clarified here with the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is all about having a vision. It's all about seeing a big picture, seeing the opportunities that are out there, and being able to figure out which opportunities are right for you and which opportunities are not good for you. And that's very smart, because not every opportunity that comes knocking on your door should be is worth your time, should be taken into account, because you only have a very limited amount of time. So it must be applied carefully only to those things that kind of work, would work for you and have a great advantage as a result. Definitely the King of Swords is not afraid of facing challenges, because he's very determined. He has a lot of willpower, which is what you've exhibited, Libra, in the past. And, actually it built quite a good foundation for you, this combination, from which you continue to benefit today. Now, in the obstacle position, we do have a bit of a tense energy, because we've got the Page of Swords with the Ten of Swords, and of course the Ten of Swords is known to be a card where it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. It's a difficult card. It means anxiety and worries about something that is affecting you in your life. It could be a relationship with someone that matters a lot, maybe a little bit on the rocks. It could be that you're not seeing eye to eye or clashing with someone that is kind of, meaningful to you. But generally, when you have this combination, there's a little bit of deceit. There is someone talking not so good behind your back. The Page of Swords, is someone who's immature-ish in the way they behave, and he definitely likes to gossip. And when you have him in the challenging position, it means that, this gossip is quite malicious. Could also be your energy as well. So here's a warning from the divine that you may want to kind of move away from behavior where you gossip about someone and it's kind of hurtful. Because even if someone did hurt you, and even if you do have every single right to talk badly about someone, don't perpetuate the hurt. Kind of step away, preserve your energy, preserve your vibration, and don't make it continue. There's not a lot of things that we control in our lives, but our behavior, our thoughts, our actions, whether we tell the truth or whether we lie, we can control those things. And by controlling those little things around us, little plus little actually means quite a lot. So definitely watch out for that low vibration, immature-ish kind of energy. And, as people age and as people grow, that does not mean they cannot be immature. So the Page of Swords can apply to, all ages, if you will. But definitely make sure that you kind of keep your opinions to yourself. Make sure that you don't show your card very much. There are ways to get rid of negative energy. It's important to ground yourself. It's important to exercise. It's important to take walks out there in nature. It's important to connect with activities that make you feel good about yourself, laugh, you want to get away from this kind of toxic energy and combination. But the good thing about minor arcana cards is that their impact is not very big. So this difficult energy will pass, and it looks like towards the end of the month you have quite a lovely surprise, as we do see that you have the Sun, which is a major arcana card, and Sun has a lot of power, and it's a really good omen when it appears in a reading. Now in the present position we do have the Hermit, and it's clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. This is definitely an interesting combination, dear Libra, that both of these cards, the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune, are they pack a lot of punch. They're very significant. They represent different energies, however. The Hermit is someone who is looking for answers on the inside. So this is actually very promising to have the Hermit, because it suggests that you are looking in the right place for answers that you need. You have the wisdom, you have the answers. They just need to come, to the surface. When you allow your mind to do the work kind of in the background, your mind will tell you the answer that you want to know. It's important to kind of believe that and remember that if there is any piece of information that you may, that you don't really know, remember that if you wait long enough, your mind will tell you. Because our bodies, work in mysterious ways. Sometimes we pick up on things unconsciously or subconsciously, whatever is the right word, And so once the mind works through whatever it needs to work through, you get the answer. But in order to do that, you have to kind of open the channels of your subconscious. You want to make sure that you meditate. You want to make sure that you do shadow work, that you incorporate uncomfortable emotions, that you kind of sweep under the rug into the light, where you can address them, where you can own them, where you can incorporate them into yourself, so they are not some baggage, but where you kind of are able to progress as a result, seeing yourself in true light. Now, the Hermit can be also that you're feeling, like you may want to avoid others. There's definitely something that perhaps, you've learned, and as a result, you're trying to figure out and reevaluate perhaps some of the situations that may be happening around you in your life. And it's really good because it means progress in the long run. All of us need, that Hermit time in order to process information that we kind of receive from the world. The Wheel of Fortune is another interesting card. It's in the clarifying position. The general understanding of the Wheel of Fortune is what goes up must come down. The wheel of destiny turns. So if in the past position you have done good deeds, good deeds and good fortune is going to come to you. If in the past you haven't done a lot of good deeds, then not such good fortune will come around to you. It is basically like a wheel of what goes around comes around. This is a kind of a combination that's pretty passive. This is not a super active combination, but it does, the divine here wants you to look towards the future, make plans towards the future so that you're prepared, so that you know which direction you're moving in, and so that you can have the greatest chance of success. Now, in the future outcome position, we do have some arguments happening here. The wands are not as bad as the swords. So when you have the Five of Wands, it's a card of verbal arguments. Perhaps clashing of personalities. There's perhaps something happening in your friend circle or in your family circle where people are not seeing things the same way, and as a result, there may be a little bit of disappointment and a little bit of a disagreement obviously happening. And it does look like you're trying to kind of manifest some positivity into your life because the sun is a really wonderful omen. You're wanting to see more happiness in that friend environment, or perhaps in your family. So you're trying to kind of bring that joy and bring that celebration into your world. And actually, it's important to remember that May 11th is going to be the new moon, which suggests to me that it is a really good time to do little rituals, perhaps light a candle and say a few words in order to manifest things that you want to see. When you plant the seed in May, you will see incredible results towards the end of the year. Let's see what we can clarify with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled. And we have Man Holding a Heart, we've got Goddess of the Moon, and Action. The moon, the Goddess of the Moon is a moon card, and anytime you see the moon, it's all about intuition. So listen to the inner voice, listen to your intuition. As we grow older, we develop a really strong inner voice inside of us. So make sure that, if you have a choice between following your inner voice or what you're seeing on the outside, sometimes, our reality does not align with intuition. It's important to follow yourself and your voice first and foremost. And of course, taking action is also important. It's important to make sure that you have a good strategy, that you have a solid plan, that you're moving towards achieving your goals and dreams, and don't delay taking action. Anytime you have the action card appear in a spread, it suggests that this is a really good time for you to take action, because the odds of a successful outcome are so much higher. And of course, the wonderful Man Holding a Heart suggests that there is a friend or a neighbor or someone in your family that you can look towards to get advice to help you, with a situation that needs resolving, or perhaps with a disagreement. There's someone in your family who can, provide that warm, nurturing, compassionate advice so that you're able to move forward. And of course, it could mean the Man hand-holding card could actually mean romance, or romantic opportunity coming into your life in the month of May. So you want to make sure to keep a lookout for that. Let's see what we can clarify with the mystical wisdom cards I pulled. And we have animal bond, stand up for all animals, and owl, follow your intuition. Again, the message here from the divine is very strong, dear Libra, that you want to follow your intuition. Listen to the inner voice. Make sure that you meditate, because it helps you observe your thoughts. When you are observing your thoughts, you focus on the positive, and of course whatever you focus on is what tends to manifest into our reality. So it's really important to remember that. And of course, make sure that you kind of reinforce the animal bond, and make sure that you notice all the animals that you may see around as you go throughout your day, because animals can be a roadmap for us to avoid different obstacles, and actually help us. Sometimes animals, like when we see certain animals, they kind of give signs in order for us to kind of go down the right path and progress towards our goals and dreams. It's very important to remember that nature gives us strength, and also animals gives us strength, and it's important to give back as well. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Libra. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.